Hi, I'm John Miglosh. You may recognize me from my YouTube channel. I want to thank you for subscribing, and I want to apologize for not putting up more content. I had some soul searching. Part of it was that not everybody's interested in predictive modeling. And also my daughter asked me a couple of weeks ago, she said, "Dad, what would you pass along if you had your chance to tell the next generation how to do marketing?" And I thought to myself, and I thought, when we first got started, we weren't even sure computers would work in marketing. What would they be good for? In my consulting firm, I was the only one who had a PC. And before that, no one had a PC. And so I developed some tools, and I presented them in New York City. And at the Hilton there, they said, no one's ever used a computer before in a presentation. Why would anybody need a projector or need big TVs? That was at the Hilton. So, I pioneered a bunch of tools that were really straightforward, and a lot of people did learn to use them. And I went on from there to database and to modeling. But along the way, I had hundreds of clients, and many of them we were able to grow in dramatic ways using those same tools. And so I thought, maybe I could pass along the basics, the things that helped us get started, that have been so powerful as I've been doing this consulting for the last few decades. And so I signed up for a course with Amy Porterfield, and I've put together this content, and I've told a few friends about it, and I've got 2 already excited about participating. I'm looking for about a dozen people who can go along the journey with me, kind of a beta test, and reignite the growth in their company. I'm not looking for startups. If you have less than $1 million in sales, it's probably not for you. But if you've got 10 to 40 million or something, that's probably been my sweet spot along the way. And so I'm going to give you just a little bit of a taste for it. I have some new technology that I've been playing with, and it's, for those of you who like the marker board, I've figured out a way to get the marker board into the process. Hopefully that'll work. I've been fighting with it for several hours today. But we're going to talk about the fundamentals. We're going to talk about what would be true for you if your company could grow. Could it become saleable? I've had that happen 6 times where we've done such a great job, they sold the company. Maybe it's something your kids could take over. That's part of my ethos right now. It can happen, and we're going to talk about case studies where this has happened, and here's some of the case studies. But I was trying to help a friend many years ago who was trying to decide whether he should take another job, to be honest. And here's what I told him. So he said, all my competitors go south for the winter because the housing market's so bad. So I said, let's just say this represents your market. Okay, and let's say this is you in the market. Let's say you're 1%. He said that'd be charitable. I said, what does the housing market do in the winter? He said it goes down about 30%. I said, okay, so let's lop off about 30% of the market. Okay, and we'll lop off 30% of your market. Okay, now the question is, what are the chances that while your competition is asleep and in Florida, what are the chances that you couldn't go and make up the difference of that 30% out here when no one's looking? And I said, not only is it easier, I said a 30% decline is like the Great Depression. That was about what it was. A recession is 10% or 5% or not really a whole heck of a lot. It's just that people are scared, and so they pull in their horns. I said probably the greatest secret to growth is in going after it when the competition's pulling back. So a downturn is the key time to expand your business. So I called him about 8 weeks later, and I said, well, how did it go? He said, well, you know, it was about mid-December when we did this. Everybody's supposedly off for the holidays, but I went around with boxes of donuts to the realtors and to the lawyers and to the bankers that I worked with, and I actually went to a few more than I'd done before. And he said, not only was it the best January I ever had, but it was actually the best month I ever had, which illustrates a huge part of the point of this course is that small business always has this advantage. Small business always has new horizons that they can go after. The key is to look at your resources, to look at your market, to look at your customers with new eyes. And that's what we're going to do in ReIgnite. So I think it's going to be an intense time. I'm going to need your help. I'm going to give you more modeling and mapping and scoring than probably the average student's going to get. So consider coming along with me and producing something that can impact the next generation, that can really leave a legacy. I'm John Miglosh. Have fun with your data.